Taurus, someone is crying right now, really crying. Not those manipulative tears you've seen before. I'm talking about a deep sadness, the kind that wakes a person in the middle of the night and won't let them fall back asleep. The kind that weighs on your chest like a stone that never goes away. And do you know who's feeling this? Exactly the person who deceived you, the person who lied to you, the person who used you, the person who didn't value you when they had you. This person is experiencing a pain they themselves created, and there's no easy cure for that. It could be that person who swore loyalty and betrayed you behind your back. It could be that person who promised you the world and gave you crumbs. It could be that person who made you believe in something that was never real, or that person who used you emotionally, financially, spiritually, and then discarded you as if you were replaceable. Whoever it is, that person is now living with the weight of their own choices, and the pain they feel is not fleeting. It's the kind of sadness that comes when you lose something irreplaceable and realize too late that you'll never find anything like it again. Let me tell you what's really happening in the life of the person who deceived you. She woke up, not gradually or comfortably, but brutally and undeniably. She finally managed to see what you always were and what she lost. And now, no matter how hard she tries, she can't find anywhere else what you offered. She tried. Believe me, she tried to replace you. She tried to find in other people the stability you brought, the loyalty you demonstrated, the depth of feeling you offered. But she discovered something devastating. You were unique, and unique people, by definition, cannot be replaced. Her sadness isn't just superficial regret. It's a deep and painful understanding that she destroyed something rare. Like someone who breaks an irreplaceable work of art and only then realizes its true value. Like someone who throws away a treasure thinking it was trash and spends the rest of their life searching for something equivalent without ever finding it. She's living with the permanent awareness that she made the mistake of her life. And unlike other mistakes that can be fixed, this one is irreversible. Because you, loyal, deep, true Taurus, don't go back to someone who betrayed you. Can you feel how powerful it is to know that someone who hurt you now lives with the permanent consequence of that choice? Taurus, what I'm about to reveal will give you a complete perspective on what's happening in this person's inner world. The sadness they feel has layers. On the surface, it's longing for those good times you shared, for your presence, for how you made them feel safe. But deeper down, it's something much heavier. It's the realization that they'll never be able to build with another person what they had with you. It's the recognition that their own character flaws destroyed the best thing they had. It's the weight of knowing they are solely responsible for their own current unhappiness. She constantly compares herself. She compares every new person she meets to you. And no one compares. No one has your solidity. No one has your ability to stay even when things get tough. No one has the depth of your love. No one offers the kind of emotional stability you naturally emanated. And each comparison is a new stab in her heart, reminding her of what she threw away. Her sadness isn't something that will pass with time. It's something that will intensify as the years go by, and she continues to find nothing that comes close to what she lost. For those born under the sign of Taurus, between April 20th and April 30th, the person who betrayed you is specifically regretting underestimating your loyalty. They now live surrounded by superficial people and realize, painfully late, that you were the only genuinely trustworthy person in their life. For those born between May 1st and May 10th, their regret is about not valuing your generosity and how much you gave of yourself. They are now with selfish people and understand the stark contrast. And for those born between May 11th and May 20th, their sadness stems from losing the stability you represented. They now live in chaos and are reminded every day of the peace they had by your side and threw away. The person who deceived them now lives with an emptiness they can't fill, because Taurus isn't just any sign. When Taurus loves, it's with everything. When Taurus commits, It's for real. When Taurus builds a relationship, it builds with a depth and solidity that few signs can offer. And that person who deceived you, they destroyed all of that. And now they live forever, knowing they'll never have access to it again. And here's what you need to understand, Taurus. Her sadness is legitimate, but it's not your problem. She's not your responsibility. You owe her nothing, not comfort, not a second chance, not even your attention. The pain she's feeling is the natural price of the choices she made. It's the direct consequence of betraying your trust, abusing your loyalty, and only valuing what you offered after losing you. And no matter how much she's suffering, it doesn't change what she did. It doesn't erase the lies, it doesn't undo the betrayal. It doesn't heal the wounds she inflicted on you. You might even feel sorry for her, because it's in your Taurus nature to have empathy and not want to see anyone suffer. But compassion doesn't mean reconciliation. You can understand her pain and still keep your doors closed. You can acknowledge that she's sorry and still refuse to give her another chance. You might even forgive her eventually, not for her sake, but for your own, to release the burden without ever allowing her back into your life. Her sadness is serving an important purpose. It's teaching her a lesson she could only learn in the most painful way possible. It's showing her that actions have consequences, that people aren't disposable, that when you mistreat someone valuable, you lose not only the person, but everything they brought to your life. And that's a lesson she'll carry forever, marked by her permanent absence. And you know what's interesting? While she's sad, suffering the consequences of her own choices, you're healing. You're rebuilding yourself. You're discovering that you can exist without her, and not just exist, but thrive. With each passing day, you become stronger, more whole, more certain that walking away was the best decision you could have made. And this, paradoxically, makes her sadness even deeper, because she sees you moving on, and that proves that you no longer need her the way she needs you now. The person who deceived you has probably already tried or will try to contact you. They will send messages talking about their sadness. They will try to convince you that they have changed. They will swear that they finally understand your worth. They will promise that they will never treat you badly again. And it may even be true that they believe all of this at the moment. But here's what you need to remember. People don't change because they lost you. People only change when they do the deep and consistent inner work of real transformation. And in most cases, this sadness doesn't come from genuine change, but from discomfort with the loss. She doesn't want you back because she finally valued your essence. She wants you back because she's uncomfortable with the consequences of not having you, because she realized the grass wasn't greener on the other side, because she discovered that what she had with you was better than anything she found afterward. But that's not true love. It's selfish regret. It's the desire to return to the comfort she had at your expense without having done the real work of becoming someone worthy of that comfort. Taurus, your greatest strength has always been your ability to build solid and lasting things. But there's a dark side to this strength. Sometimes you stay in situations that should have ended long ago. You give more chances than you should. You tolerate more than is healthy. You invest in people who aren't investing in you with the same intensity. And that person who deceived you, they took advantage of those qualities. They used your patience against you. They abused your loyalty. They counted on your nature of not giving up easily. But you learned. You woke up. You finally understood that loyalty without reciprocity is self-sabotage. That patience with those who don't respect you is a waste. That staying isn't always a virtue. Sometimes it's imprisonment. And you did the hardest thing a Taurus can do. You moved. You left. You chose yourself. And that choice is transforming not only your life but hers too, through the absence of what she lost. Her sadness will also teach you something important about your own worth. During the time she deceived you, you may have begun to doubt yourself, to question your value, to wonder if you were enough, if you were worthy of real love, if you deserved true loyalty. but her deep sadness now serves as confirmation. You were always valuable. So valuable that losing you created a void she can't fill. So important that your absence is felt every day. So special that she finally realizes, too late, that she will never find anyone like you. Use this understanding not to pity her, but to strengthen your self-confidence. You don't need her validation to know your worth. But if it's of any use, know that her pain is living proof that you were exactly what you thought you were, an extraordinary person whom she failed to honor when she had the chance. Taurus, you might find out through others how badly she's doing, how she constantly talks about you, how she compares everyone to you, how she admits she made the worst mistake of her life, how visibly unhappy she is. And part of you, that kind and compassionate part that makes you such a special Taurus, might want to ease her pain. You might consider giving her another chance. You might think, maybe now it's different. But here's what you need to ask yourself. Is she sad because she finally sees you for who you really are? Or is she sad because she lost the benefits of having you? Has she fundamentally changed as a person, or is she just uncomfortable with the consequences of her actions? Has she done the real inner work of understanding why she betrayed you, or does she just dislike feeling the pain of loss? And most importantly, even if she has genuinely changed, do you owe her another chance? The answer is no. You owe her nothing. Her sadness, however real it may be, doesn't create any obligation on your part. She made choices. You are living with the consequences of the choices she made, the wounds she caused, the trust she broke, the time she wasted. Now, she is living with the consequences as well. And that's fair. That's universal balance. That's karma in action. You don't need to interfere in this natural process of cause and effect. Furthermore, Taurus, you deserve someone who values you from the start, someone who always respects you, not just after losing you, someone who is loyal by choice, not out of regret for having been disloyal, someone who treats you well because they recognize your worth, not because they experience the pain of your absence. You deserve love that doesn't need a painful lesson to manifest itself. You deserve someone who sees you clearly while they still have you. The person who deceived you may be genuinely sorry. They may be truly sad. They may have genuinely learned their lesson, but that doesn't mean you need to be part of the next phase of their life. You may wish they use this lesson to treat the next person better. You may hope they grow from this regret. You may even eventually forgive them from afar. But you don't need to, and shouldn't, put yourself in a position to be hurt by the same person again. Taurus, your absence from her life is acting as the most honest mirror she's ever had. It's showing her exactly who she is through what she's lost. It's revealing her character flaws through the consequences of those flaws. It's teaching her about value through the lack of what was valuable. And that's powerful. That's transformative. Not necessarily for you. You've already learned what you needed to learn. But for her, if she chooses to process this pain constructively, a few months or years in the future, she might even be grateful for this pain. She might acknowledge that losing you was what forced her to finally look at herself honestly. She might admit that your absence was the catalyst for changes she needed to make. But even if that happens, it doesn't change the fact that you are not responsible for her evolution. You are not the sacrifice necessary for her growth. You are not the lesson she needed to learn through losing you. You are a complete person with your own life, your own dreams, your own intrinsic value that exists independently of how others see you or don't see you. And your future happiness shouldn't be contingent on giving endless chances to people who have already proven they don't know how to value you. Her sadness will also reveal something about the other people around you. Some will try to convince you to come back. They'll say she's changed so much, that she's learned her lesson, but that everyone deserves a second chance. But these people haven't lived what you've lived. They haven't felt the wounds you've felt. They don't carry the scars you carry. And often these people are more concerned with alleviating their own discomfort with her suffering than with your own real well-being. Ignore those external voices. Trust your own inner wisdom. You know what you've been through. You know how much it hurt. You know how many chances you've already given. You know what's best for you. And if what's best for you is to maintain permanent distance, that's valid, that's wise, that's self-love in action. Taurus, while she is sad, you can be at peace. Not a peace that comes from revenge or satisfaction with the suffering of others, but a peace that comes from knowing you made the right choice for yourself, that you chose yourself, that you protected yourself, that you refused to accept less than you deserve. This peace is built on the solid foundation of self-respect. And unlike her sadness, which may eventually lessen when she finds new distractions, your peace will only deepen with time. And you know what's most beautiful? You're becoming even more incredible through this experience. Stronger because you've learned to set boundaries. Wiser because you've learned to recognize signs you previously ignored. More selective because you now understand that not everyone deserves access to you. More complete because you've found strength within yourself that you didn't know you possessed. The person you're becoming after this experience is even more valuable than the person she lost. And she will never have access to this improved version of you. In the coming months, you will continue to grow and evolve away from her. You will build a life where you are valued, respected, and loved in the way you have always deserved. You will attract people who recognize your preciousness from day one. You will create relationships based on true reciprocity, and she, on her side, will continue to live with the shadow of what she lost, comparing everything and everyone to you, never managing to fill the void your absence created. And that's not cruelty on your part, it's simply a natural consequence. You didn't create this situation, she did. You didn't choose this pain for her, she chose it through the actions she took. All you did was protect yourself from her toxicity, and if your self-preservation resulted in her sadness, that's something she needs to process on her own, not with you. Share in the comments simply, "She reaped what she sowed." 4 simple words that affirm you understand the universal law of cause and effect, and that you are not responsible for the pain she feels now. You don't need to detail what happened. Just highlight this understanding that everyone lives with the consequences of their own choices. Subscribe to the channel now, because I'll be bringing you more content on how to stay strong when people from your past try to return, how to distinguish genuine remorse from emotional manipulation, how to build such solid boundaries that no one who hurt you can cross them, how to create such a fulfilling life that you no longer even think about the people who deceived you. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any guidance that will keep you firm in your decision to prioritize your own well-being. This is your moment of power, Taurus, the moment when you understand that the sadness of those who hurt you is not yours to carry, that regret doesn't create obligation, that you can have compassion without compromising your boundaries, that people can be genuinely sorry and still not deserve another chance. Their sadness confirms your worth. Your absence is a reflection of them. Stay strong. Stay focused on your own healing and growth. Continue building a life that has no room for those who have already proven they don't know how to value you. You chose yourself, and that was the wisest and bravest decision you could have made.